Hi, I'm Stuart. I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on chroma keying. I'm going to use something referred to as the 3-matte method. This we produce a semi-automatic garbage matte, a core matte, and a matte to matte the edge. This allows us to break the matting down into 3 regions, which gives us quite good control without requiring any manual matte tracing. This will work on mediumly well shot footage. Okay, so let's get to it. We're here in After Effects 2019. So here is our shot. As you can see, this is the background, green. This is our masking, just to reduce spill onto your face, etc. And here's me. Hi, little wave. There you go. Look at that. So you can see we've got some shadowing on the floor. But basically everything, the floor might be a stop higher. Possibly. But it's fairly even anyway. It has a little transitional region and then it's another colour. So we should be able to deal with this. This is our background that we're going to lay it across. So we've got our capture file here. Hello. Right, and we're going to drag that down to new composition. There we go. We're still round the wrong way, so we're going to change our composition settings. And we're going to make that 1080 wide, 1920 tall. And we're going to click on our layer, press the R key, rotate that by 90 degrees. There we go. Okie dokie. This footage has been shot on a Blackmagic HD studio camera, the one with the large viewfinder sort of screen on the back. We're shooting in log mode, or as Blackmagic calls it, film mode for the colour, which is why we're looking quite low contrast. We're going to colour correct after our key. I might redo this with colour correcting before the key and see what we think the benefits of that are. But for the moment we're just going to key this. So we're going to use keying, key light. Okay, we're going to go in there and we're going to find a green that we like. I like that one. So there we go, we've got a fairly clean key off that straight away. So you can see that the floor, of course, because it's a slightly different colour, is not quite so clean. So we're going to duplicate that. So now we've got 3 of them, and we're going to turn the sound off on 2 of them, and we're going to turn the visibility off on 2 of them. We're going to change this to combined matte on key light, and we're going to call this layer garbage matte 1. Combined matte. Right. Now you can see that we've got a fairly, looking at it like this lets us see where we are keying good and where we're not keying good. So instantly we can see that we've got this sort of grey region on the background. Let's see. So we can gain that up a little bit. And now we'll clamp the whites down. And the black a little bit also. So we can be fairly harsh with this. This is basically producing a semi-automatic kind of garbage matte. Let's put that down to 105. The aim of this is to basically clean the outside parts. So we could actually leave the white fairly unclipped. Let's clip it a little bit just to make sure our edges are good. Okay, and we're going to grow this by 25 pixels. Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. Let's maybe change it down to 15. And we'll clamp down on the white a little bit more. There we go. Beautiful. And we can see there's a little bit of noise up there still. So we'll bring the blacks up. Let's try 25. Done. Okay. And we're going to change that to intermediate result. And now you can see basically you've got me with a bit of a green halo around me. Well, quite a significant green halo. So now we're going to turn that off. And we're going to go to our top layer. And we're going to call that core matte. The point of this layer is to do basically what we've done for the garbage matte, which is we've eliminated all of the noise that is outside our action area and created a semi-automatic garbage matte. So we turn that off, we turn our core matte on. What do we have, like 105? That gave us something reasonable, didn't it? And we changed this to combined matte, so again we can see very clearly. We're going to mask our whites down pretty harshly. Let's take it even to 30. Let's try that. The black areas outside of the frame shouldn't overly matter. So if we shrink this down, you can see that that starts going away anyway. We will clamp them blacks out anyway, so let's put on 10. Yeah, that's got rid of pretty much all of it there. So we're going to change this to intermediary result, and we can see that we're away from the edge detail. Basically, we want this matte to be away from the edge detail. So 0 shrinkage. Out there you can see we've got a little green halo going on. So we'll put that back to -5 for the moment. We can play around with that later if we're happy or unhappy with that. Not too much of a problem. Yeah, that should be okay. That leaves a little bit of sort of shadow detail. Okay, so now we're going to turn on the garbage matte. We're going to turn off the core matte for the second. We're going to turn this layer on, which is our edge matte. We're going to change that to intermediate result. And this is also going to have the blending mode changed to stencil alpha. Right, so now you can see that we've sort of multiplied the masks in a sort of a subtracting sort of a way as opposed to an additive way. And we're getting a little bit of the garbage matte we can see there. So we can basically screen matte, clamp the blacks a little bit. There we go. Then we can turn on our core matte. There we are. As you can see, we've got a little bit of transparency from our edge matte. You can visualize the edge matte to see exactly what that's doing by changing the core matte to silhouette alpha. And this is basically everything that our edge matte is doing. It's not doing anything past this. So we'll go to the edge matte layer. We'll just bring that down a little bit, maybe clamp the whites to 75. We'll change the top layer back to normal. And now we can see that we've got a fairly tidy edge on there. Trousers, not quite so much. So let's go for one where I'm waving around. Yeah, not too shabby quite quickly. We're going to have to clamp the white somewhat more on the edge matte. Maybe we could change the balance. Maybe not that much. Let's try 35. That's pretty much solidified the trousers. Hair doesn't look too bad still. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and shrink that by just 1 pixel. Okay. We want all of these to be on intermediary result for this. So there's no color correcting going on. So turning our edge mat on and off, I can't see anything appearing and disappearing apart from where it should be, which is, for example, around here. The glasses, as you may notice, because they've got some green contamination on here. So the core mat is dealing with that. A little bit of reflection in the reflection down there is being dealt with the core mat. That's all good. That's exactly what we want the core mat to be doing. So edge mat, we could have a look at 1 pixel of softness. That's okay. We could leave that off for the moment, see if we need that later. So put that back to 0. You can see we have got a little bit of sort of stair stepping on the ear there. That's not exactly a beautiful mat, so let's try 0. Still it's there. Let's shrink it by minus 0.5 pixels. Could try declipping some of the black, giving us more edge detail or softness on the edge. Oh yeah, and we've got that back. So let's put that to 10. See what that does. That's sort of okay. Trousers still look kind of okay. It's not too bad. Clip rollback. Let's leave that on 0. Let's see if minus 1 pixel is better. Okay, we'll screenshot that. Change that to minus 1. And compare and contrast. So we're on minus 1 pixel. Minus 0.5 pixels, minus 1 pixel, minus 0.5 pixels. Minus 1 is possibly giving us a cleaner edge. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that there for the moment. And we're going to make a new layer, adjustment layer, and we're going to call this despill. We want that to be up there. Going to call this despill. We're going to go to our edge mat. We're going to select the green that we have, and we're going to copy that. And then on our despill layer, we're going to go to Effects, Keying, Advanced Spill Suppressor, Ultra, and we're going to put the colour in as the green that we just copied from our keyer. Right, so now you can see that we are cleaning up the little, it's not actually that polluted in the hair at the moment, but you can see definitely some green, less green. I noticed earlier the worst area is of course the floor because it is green. So green, less green. The trousers, we're actually getting a little bit of a shoddy edge there. But anyway, we might have a look at that in a sec. Green, less green. Fairly happy with that. It looks fairly neutral on there. We're going to add a new adjustment layer. You could put these all on the same adjustment layer to be fair, but it makes it easy turning them on and off. We're going to call that key clean. And we're going to right click that, and we're going to go Effects, we're going to go Keying, and we're going to go Key Cleaner. We're going to take the radius to 0, and we're going to hit Reduce Chatter. You can have a look in here because we didn't like that edge. Okay. So basically, Key Cleaner is going to help with chatter around these edges. So if we turn Key Cleaner off and we do a little render. So you can see my hair there is apparently moving quite a lot, but it's not actually moving in reality. So there you can, that's sort of noisy twitch, and this is probably due to the fact that we're using like 422. So if we turn the Key Cleaner back on, do a little render. Okay, let's play that. You can see it's much less twitchy. It's basically just killing the twitch around the edge, which is generally going to be good because the twitch will distract you and draw your eye to the edge. Right, I'm also going to put a little color corrector on here. So we'll make a new adjustment layer and we'll call that color correct. And we're going to right click that and we're going to go effects, color correction. And we use the Lumetri color because it's nice and simple, gets it done quickly, relatively. And we're going to put a little curve on there. So let's up the contrast and maybe bring the mids and the higher mids up. There we go. Lovely. So quickly without and with. Without, with. Right. I'm not going to faff around too much because I actually spent ages faffing around with it on the last take. And it's sort of pointless because, you know, you can colour it to your heart's content. So we've got that on. And now what we're going to do is we've got a clip here, which is a background, which is a piece of rusty metal with some sort of colour over it. A little colour correction type thing going on. Very simple, nothing particularly overly complex. And what we're going to do is drag our capture 16 to here, and we're going to put it on top. The one thing we haven't done. So go back to capture 16. We're going to decide, we're going to in and out it on here because we don't need all of this clip. So let's go in, nope. So I can have a little bit of a walk in. So we use that. That's slightly annoying. Let's undo that. Where are we at? 11 seconds. So let's just go to 11 seconds. 9, 10, no. Oh, well, that's the end. So we go clip end. Here, walk in. Let's take that as a start. B. Control Shift X. And now we've just got this little clip. So what we're going to do is go to our background layer. No, we're not. We're going to go back to our edit because the one thing we haven't got rid of is, of course, the black drapes. So we need a new solid. Make it any color that just makes it sort of what you're doing clear. So make it yellow. It's not going to affect the outcome. And we're going to press T. And we're going to make that like 50-50 transparent so we can see the background and what we need to mask off. I walk in, so I'm going to take the matte sort of quite close to the bottom. Basically, we're just going to draw around the drapes. We don't have to be super duper accurate with this. There we go. Put that up there. Kind of fine. Okay, and we're going to change the transparency back to 100%, so it's completely opaque. Then we're going to change the mode to stencil alpha. Right, and now we have chopped the drapes away. We should probably take that below the despill layer, so that the color corrector isn't working on pixels we're later throwing away. Okay, let's save that. Always a good idea to keep saving. So we go back to our take. Oh, a little yawn. Okay. And as you can see, Super Land of the Giants changed back to our normal pointy tool. So you've got the option for 100% scale. And any smaller frame than this that you want is going to make the key better. So S for scale. Let's take it down to a little bit more than that. Let's just go 70%. You know, why not? Okay. As you can see, we haven't got any significantly visible halo on the edges. How are the trousers? The trousers were possibly the worst part there. It's, yeah, there's like a couple of pixels of shoddiness there. I mean, I don't think we're really going to see that too much. If we wanted to get rid of that, the simplest way to do that would probably be to create a top half and a bottom half and merge them together. But suffice to say, we could get rid of that. I mean, we maybe, if we go into our capture composite, we could make a second core matte. So let's duplicate that. And we're going to go new mask on it, and we're going to take it down to like about here, somewhere here. And we could take the core matte, screen matte, -5, we could change that to like -3. Does that cure our ills? Let's see, turn core matte 2 off. Yeah, so that's definitely bringing the edges in more. Let's do -2. Perfect. That's absolutely fine. So now what we do is the mask on there. We're going to just de-tick XY for the feather and XY. We just want to feather the Y. So we're going to change that to 25 pixels feather, which is quite a big feather. Now let's see. If we take the core matte 1, we could put a mask on that also. And we could take it up to around here somewhere. Let's see, core matte 2. Yeah, so we're still below the other one, so they're sort of overlapping. So we'll roll that one down as well, and we go masks, mask 1, mask feather, XY, we just want to do the Y, 25 pixels. Right, lovely. So now let's see. What we want to do now is just check that we haven't introduced any shoddiness where the two core mattes overlap. I'm thinking that that, for example, is an element of shoddiness that we're seeing. So core matte. Right, that's the top core matte. And that is the... Oh. No. In actual fact, that's probably our key cleaner? Yes, it's key cleaner, making it look manky. We could, perhaps, for the key cleaning layer, we could also mask that. Let's mask that. And we'll just take it up and hit mainly the top. Yes. And we'll again mask feather for the key clean layer. Masks, mask 1, XY, D-tick, Y, 25 pixels. We could actually put more and we could put 50. Okay, and now we're just key cleaning the head area, pretty much. How does that affect down here? We might want to key clean the feet as well, eh? So what we could do is we could go key clean. Let's make another matte. Mask, matte, whatever you want to call it. And we'll do that with it. Maybe stop it about there. And we're also going to feather that one on just the Y. Let's go 50 pixels on that as well. Yeah. So now we're missing the weirdness it was doing to the arms and the edge of the torso. We're benefiting from it tidying up the hair. Okay, so now we'll go back to our HD composite, and we're at 100% scale on there, and that looks fairly tidy. And let's save that. We could do a quick render, see if there's any weird twitching. Have a sip of the coffee, was it? Oh no, I've drunk all my coffee. Okay, let's play that. That looks pretty reasonable. Little bit of noise around the feet. If we were bothered about that, we could deal with that. But it's not actually bothering me at all. Okay. So we hit save on that. A little fade up and down on that. Okay, give it a little run in there. And we could add this to the render queue. I would advise rendering out generally an intermediary codec of some kind. I'm just going to use the Avid DNX HD 8-bit, which will give me, I think it's like 180 megabit. 180 megabits? Yeah, I believe so. Codec, which will give me a reasonable 422 video file to encode from, and then if I decide that my encode settings need improving, I can tweak them without having to re-render my whole project much quicker that way. Also, this is going to go into Premiere and be put on the timeline and be exported from there to show at the end of this video. So we'll do that now. Composition, add to render queue, clip 16 background HD take 4, that sounds good. We'll change that to QTMOV 8-bit Avid. Best settings is best. Are we happy with the framing? Yes, let's just do that and hit render. This was taking about 2 minutes to render before. We've added one more layer, so that might put it up a little bit. And also we're recording with OBS Studio in the background. 2 minutes, so about the same render time. Adding another core mat didn't seem to affect that too much. I'm going to stop the screen capture now, and we'll come back and play this as if we didn't have to wait 2 minutes.
Students over their time at university. Yeah, there you go. Students over their time at university. Yeah, there you go. Students over their time at university. Yeah, there you go. Students over their time at university. Yeah, there you go.